All right, guys, here we are with this thing. I bought this pretty close to a year ago. I think I bought it around Black Friday or something like that. It was on sale when I bought it, and then I had a 25% off coupon, so I ended up getting this thing for pretty close to half price by the time it was all said and done. Anyway, I meant to put this together a long time ago and start putting some of my wood shop tools in it. I just never have done it, so I figure what a better time to do it than right now. I'll get this thing unboxed and get some of the parts up on the table, and we'll start putting it together. Okay, guys, we got it all out of the box. You have your base. It's upside down right now. Your box with all your casters and your nuts and bolts and stuff like that will be in the bottom of the chest. These will be packaged on top of the chest. Everything's in styrofoam and stuff, so it's packaged pretty well. You've got your little tray that goes on the side there. You got your shocks for the lid. If I remember correctly, the last few of these I've put together, they were actually already installed. Now they just come in the top of the box. Handle. There's 4 keys for this box also, just like the Series 3 56-inch behind me that you've seen in the last video. Let's go ahead and get this box opened up. We'll start putting it all together. And I'll time lapse a lot of this. You don't want to watch me build this. I really don't need to look at the directions. I've put a bunch of these together because I've got one at work and several of the other guys have got them at work too. So we all just kind of pitch in and put all these together. I will say one thing I'm noticing right away on the swivel casters, taking these out. These are different than the ones I have on my box at work. Also your handle for the lid is in here too. The swivel casters on these have a grease zerk in them. The one I have at work does not have a grease zerk in it, which is a pretty nice touch on that. I don't see anything in there for the actual wheels themselves. So they do have a brake on the swivel casters. The others do not. So we'll start getting this put together, and I will time lapse a lot of this so you don't have to painfully watch through all of it, and I'll stop talking and just get to it. You guys don't think Patterson will mind if I use his tools, do you? All right, guys, we're back. Got all the casters on here. Just make sure you use the lock nuts that are in the bag and the washers. There should be at least 20 of the lock nuts in there. If you only find 16 in the bag, look on your shocks. They may already be on your shocks. Harbor Freight is good about giving you 1 or 2 extra nuts, but obviously 1 or 2 extra is not going to do you any good if there's not some on your shocks for the lid. Next, we're going to put the uprights on here. These are all the same. You'll notice they have some holes punched out in them right here. You'll notice that they're closer to one end than the other. You want to put the short end down, and they're all the same. And make sure you put them on the outside of this bottom pan and not the inside, because there's a rolled lip in here. And when you put those in there, you don't really want to get them super tight right out of the gate. You just want to get them started, because you're going to want to make sure this thing is good and square before you go setting the top in there and tighten everything down. And I actually recommend setting the top in there before you tighten everything down, so you can make sure that it's good and square. And sometimes it's good to have a helper around, because you'll end up tightening it up and you'll look at it and the thing will be leaning to one side or the other. And all that's a product of is just not having everything square before you tighten it up. Yeah, I've got all the uprights on there. And now I've got this front cross support in there just to show you. But when you look at these, they're going to have little tabs up here that will index into the top chest. Make sure those are pointing up when you put those in there, like this. Oops. Sometimes you need 3 or 4 hands to do this. Or just to hold your tongue right. Sometimes that's all that makes a difference too. You put the other one on there. Okay, now that we've got the 2 front and back ones on there, now we'll go to the end ones. The end ones, there's a little bit of special trick going to those too. You'll see that it's got a folded over section that'll go up. But on the end with the swivel casters, that's going to be the end that has your little side tray and your handle. So for your side tray and your handle on that end, you'll have 4 long bolts left over from putting the casters in. It'll be the same bolts. You'll put the 4 long bolts in there because they have to pass through more material, obviously, for your little side tray and the handle. But we won't do the handle just yet because you don't do that till after you get the top chest in there. So I'm going to go ahead and get the tray on there. I hope you can still see me. We'll move it over a little bit here. One thing about having this thing up in the air is kind of nice, but I should probably lock the casters or something so it's not rolling away from me. But why would I want to do something like that? I'll just struggle with it. Also, I guess I forgot to mention what tools we're using to put this together. For me, like I said, I've done quite a few of these. Makes it a lot easier to have some sort of a little impact driver. This little M12 Milwaukee works great. 3/8 adapter, 3/8 extension, 6-inch works pretty good, and a 13mm socket. And I've also got a universal out. We'll come to that later when we put the top chest in. I'm going to go ahead and tighten these up because they're not going to matter as far as being square. I guess I should probably put a nut on this one first. Then I can tighten it up too. I'm going to go ahead and put the other end on, and I'll get it down on the floor and get this little workbench out of the way so we can set the top chest in, and we'll pick it back up from there. All right, guys, we're back. Got all the uprights and the cross supports in. This really goes a lot better if you have some help. I'm going to try to put it in there myself. I wish you could put it in upside down and set the frame down on the box and then tip it over. But it doesn't work that way. So we're going to try this way. Now, that wasn't so bad. It's not exactly right, but it's close, and we can get it from there. Obviously, that lid's not made to do that, but once we put the shocks on it, it'll be okay. You'll have 4 of these little corner brackets. Those goes on the inside, like so, in each of the corners. And again, these take the short bolts. These little 1/4-inch impact drivers, they really save the day on this stuff. And now we'll break out the universal joint. And then there's 4 bolts that we'll have to, at least 4 bolts that we'll have to do with a wrench. Push this over here. Like I said, I had the cart in front of the horse. We got to put the handle on there. I guess if I'd done that first, I would have had some extra bolts that weren't messed up on the end instead of trying to straighten that one out. These are the other 2 longer bolts that I was talking about earlier. Out of the 4 that you have left over from the casters, you use the 2 for the tool tray at the bottom and 2 for the handle. And you want your handle on the same end as your swivel casters because it's a lot easier to steer with the casters on this end than it is on the opposite end. I'll take that universal off there. I don't need it anymore. Really liking these Icon tools. They definitely work out pretty good. Any other universal adapter I've used will throw the socket off when it spins out like that. But these are holding on really well. They engage very positively. And there you have it. 5-drawer tech cart, mechanics cart, whatever you want to call it. Got all the drawer liners in it. I just thought maybe you guys would enjoy seeing how easy these things are really to put together. And they really are a quality piece for less than $300, and sometimes you can get them for less than $200. Like Black Friday, I would just about bet anything that they'll be $219, $229 at the most, maybe even down to like $189. But I did see some improvements on the Series 3. Like I said, the swivel casters on this one have grease zerks that mine at work does not, and I don't know if other guys at work with theirs, I don't know if they have grease zerks or not. I like the color. I like the black fasteners and hardware and stuff like that. It kind of gives it a different look. I like that they have all the color matched accessories for these. I may end up with a side table, little fold up side table tray thing for this as well. That may give me a place to put my laptop to run my CNC router table and have this sitting there close with all my bit changes and collets and collet wrenches and all that stuff. So again, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Tell me, what you'd like to see me do with this next. I do have another video coming out talking about the, not specifically Icon ratchets, but ratchets in general and the back drag issue that everybody talks about. I don't get it, but we'll get into that in another video. Thanks again for watching.